The United States no longer needs a CBDC. It already has it. So when the Genius Act passes, what impact do you think that'll have on gold and silver?
You have lost all your options. As soon as that bill gets signed, the system is changed. Period.
Hi, Lynette. So great to see you again.
I am so happy to be here, Yankee. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about central bank digital currencies. CBDCs were the focus of my most watched YouTube video. You were my guest on it 2 years ago, so thank you. But since we did that video, the tide of popular opinion turned hard against CBDCs. Donald Trump, popular and prominent politicians, all openly opposed it. Multiple states, I think it's 11 states, legislated against CBDCs. They were called a threat to freedom, a threat to privacy, a threat to the foundational values of America. And rightly so, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the thing, Lynette. The United States no longer needs a CBDC. It already has it. And it's about to be signed into law by the president, possibly today, and it's stablecoins. And the bill is the Genius Act, guiding and establishing national innovation for U.S. stablecoins. And it is the first standalone crypto measure signed into law. I think stablecoins are literally the Trojan horse for a centralized, federally controlled digital currency that has all the trappings of a CBDC. What do you think?
I could not agree with you more, adding also the fact that who issues stable coins and why would stable coins be supported by this administration? But you're right. I mean, CBDCs were vilified, but this is a very easy way to make that happen without people realizing it. It also transfers the creation of money from banking corporations to any corporations. Everybody, Amazon wants to develop its own stable coin, and Walmart wants to develop its own stable coin. And what those stable coin legislation is about is creating a new artificial market for treasuries and dollars, because the market that we had up until 2008, which were really other governments and banks, right? And of course, they're changing the rules to inspire banks to hold more of the government's debt now. But that system has been already turned over to traders.
So the two biggest ones, Tether, right? That's the issuer of the stablecoin USDT, and Circle Internet Group. They just IPO'd really big. And they're the issuer of the stablecoin USDC. They're 1 and 2 in terms of market cap, respectively. But U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said the U.S. would use stablecoins to ensure a U.S. dollar hegemony in payments and protect its role as the global reserve currency. And that drives up the demand for the dollar and debt instruments. That's what the Fed loves, right?
That's the whole goal. But let's look at this, because yes, you're absolutely right. This is about creating the artificial demand that has been going away for those more stable sort of holders, but they're still backed 1-to-1 by, what is that? Dollars.
Fiat
and
currency.
So
Federal Reserve.
their value is based on this. And the difference between the paper dollar, where you have a 0.00, and the stable coin with a point unlimited, is that they can steal from you and you won't even be able to see it through the normal inflation channels. So when the promise is there will be no inflation, heck no, they're going to be attacking your principal.
Yeah, stablecoin issuers are the 18th largest buyer of U.S. debt in the world. They have over $120 billion worth of the stuff. Lynette, they're doing exactly what a Federal Reserve CBDC would have done. They are globally adopted. They are instant, borderless, and dollar pegged. Markets can use them, exchanges and payment apps integrate with them. And most of all, people trust them, Lynette. There's no public backlash. Ian Rachis, the co-founder of SmartDex, put it, why bother creating a CBDC?
Yeah, because you've got it already. Yeah, I could not agree with you more. Bitcoin was a Trojan horse to get adoption.
Right.
They allow it to run. This is how they do it. They make it look so that it's something, oh, it's as good as gold. It's digital gold. It's not. And it's all, these stable coins are all based on dollars to create that market that's been going away.
They have freezability, confiscation, and sanction mechanisms built in. They can already regulate, trace, and even program under existing laws.
Exactly. And they have a layer of smart contract on there. What they want you to do is hold it on your telephone, right? Now, all of a sudden, you've got it here along with all of your tokenized assets. You've got all your equity right here. How easy is that to spend and flow into what the World Economic Forum predicted that by 2030, you will own nothing. I don't think you'll be happy.
Well, assuming the Genius Act passes, what impact do you think that'll have on gold and silver?
Well, I don't think people realize, but when he signs that law, probably today, I'm sure he's going to sign it, he totally supports it, then the monetary system has changed. People aren't going to realize that. They think it's the way they always do it. They've gotten enough adoption that they do it quietly, they do it invisibly, they make things look the same. And then how do you catch a wild hog? You give them free food and you put it out there. They get used to getting that free food. So the run, right? Let those cryptocurrencies run. Let's get as many eyes and as much adoption on there as possible. And then you put up a wall. People don't notice. So I would say that this is the third wall is up. Okay, so they put up a wall, but they keep putting that free food there. And, first you're hesitant, like the CBDCs are like, But hey, there's lots of free food that those prices are going up and people are adopting it. They put up another wall, keep the food, put up another wall, and then very quickly in here, we're just waiting for the fourth wall. And when this gets signed, that fourth wall will be in. And it makes having physical gold and silver in your portfolio critical to retain your freedom.
And to your point about people not really noticing, the One Big Beautiful Bill actually included a provision for money accounts for growth and advancement, MAGA accounts, or I think the bill put it as, they called it Trump accounts, all right? People can contribute $5,000 each year for their newly born child. A one-time $1,000 contribution from the Department of Treasury will be automatically deposited into people's accounts. You remember the stimulus checks? No physical check this time, directly deposited. So here's my question, Lynette. Where are these accounts going to be held?
Oh, yeah, you're right. On the blockchain ledger,
There you
on
go.
the centralized ledger, they have absolute control of it. Even letting them deposit, letting people put money into an IRA, right? Now, there are good parts, but there are also bad parts because the government can control all of that. This is the same kind of thing. And they charge high enough fees to keep you in there. But once everything is digital, what are your options? You have lost all your options.
So when the Genius Act passes and becomes law, do you think people are going to wake up? Do you think we're going to see more gold and silver stackers?
I hope so. I mean, this is the battle, right? We're fighting for sound money back in the system, but we have to do community on a global basis. And all we have to do, I think, is get 3% of the population to stack gold and silver. And then I think that would give us enough clout to get sound money back in the system. Just keep in mind, must be redeemable.
Yes, yes.
Because if you can't pull it out, that means if I don't like what the government's doing or I don't like what the central bankers are doing, I get to go in and demand whatever percentage is backed. I don't care if it's 40%, I don't care. I don't care what that percentage is because I won't care about the rest of the stuff that's in there. Like we saw in Zimbabwe, right? But if it's 40% backed in the currency and I have it and I can take that gold out if I don't like what's happening, the public now has the power, even if it's in electronic form. That's the battle.
Well, we're doing the best we can, you and I, to communicate and alert and help people learn. The lesson of this video is that stablecoins are a trap, pure and simple.
Yep.
Stablecoins centralize all private information that could connect individuals to their on-chain activity, and they put all that in the hands of the issuers, and by extension, into the hands of the federal government, who will be regulating and controlling those issuers. So this whole, stablecoin thing is another reason to stack physical gold and silver.
And as quickly as possible, because a lot of people think that they're going to know and be able to do everything like 1 second before it's going to become obvious to the world. That's not the way it works. I saw in 2007 when the dollar fell to its lowest level ever against its trading partners, I started saying something nasty this way comes. And it didn't become apparent to the public until over a year after that. That was July of 2007, and it became obvious to the public in September of 2008. But do you know how much stuff happened behind the scenes from that first one over? You've got to listen to these clues. You've got to believe them. And I've been prepping since 2008. Really, and became an urban farmer to execute the mantra and everything like that. We don't have that time anymore. That was a luxury of time, and I actually knew what was happening, which means I put a lot of time and money and effort into creating security in a lot of things. But that's why we have to come together in local community as well, because there is safety in numbers, and we all have to join that sound money movement and say no and take our power back. This is our opportunity. If we don't do it now, I don't really know that I don't know when we'll have another opportunity. I really don't. And this isn't a fight for me because I'm old and I have plenty. So I'm not really worried about me or my children, maybe my grandchildren and future grandchildren, but we can't just think about ourselves. Oh, I'm okay. Oh, this legislation helped me, so I don't care what happens to anybody else. No, we all have to look in the mirror and say, if not me, who? And if not now, when? Because the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. We still have some time, but it's already begun. And understand the system, as soon as that bill gets signed, the system is changed, period. Doesn't mean that we can't have influence because we still need a big crisis. And that's the other thing. People think that it's just going to be such an easy transition, just boop, boop. That isn't the way it works, folks. We've got 4,800 times of examples that there is always a major crisis that happens. And what gold and silver do, because when one system dies, another system is born. But this gold and silver is your bridge to hold your purchasing power intact, have the ability to take advantage of the opportunities that always present during crisis. And then, oh my gosh, you are so much better off, and your family is so much better off on the other side of this, especially if we don't get sound money in this system. What's it going to look like for the grandbabies? A full surveillance feudal lord system where you just have a handful of people that own everything. And look at the subscription model. You rent everything. And let me tell you, when it's full surveillance, because they've used these examples, they use the example of a car, an autonomous driving car, right? Everybody has them, right? You miss a payment, boom, your car just drives away, locks you out. Maybe it locks you out for a certain period of time, giving you an opportunity to make that payment. You don't make that payment, boom, it just drives away. Smart houses, locks you out of your house. I mean, come on, people, wake up. We have to take our power back. There is strength in numbers. Strength in numbers. Let's come together and make this happen. We have to.
Woo, I love it when you get fired up, Lynette. Lynette Zang of Zang Enterprises. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel right after you subscribe to mine, of course. Her link is in the description below. Thank you so much, Lynette.
Thank you so much for having me, Yankee. This has been great.